Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Get your cards, because today we are going to Disneyland. 1928. Walt Disney was an American entrepreneur, animator, voice actor, and film producer. He created characters full of personality, humor, and drama. He amused millions by touching the heart, igniting the imagination, and making us smile. Few years later, the interviewer Fetched Market asked Walt, "Where did you originally get the first notion for Disneyland?" And he said, "It came about when my daughters were very young, and Saturday was always a daddy's day with the two daughters. I felt that there should be something built, some kind of amusement enterprise where parents and the children could have fun together." So that's how Disneyland started. It all started from a daddy with two daughters, wondering where he could take them and where he could have a little fun with them too. 1952, Walt formed a new company named WED, Walt Elias Disney. The purpose was to design and build his growing idea, Disneyland. He brought art directors so they could give him the scale, the feeling. They were the can-do guys. Walter later called this group as Imagineers, a combination of imagination with engineering. Next, he needed a location, Anaheim, California. Most of the people thought it was crazy to build some kind of a big park like that. It was not easy to sell the success of Disneyland. Who handled all the finance was his brother, Roy Disney. But the banks refused to invest in what they considered to be a pipe dream. So Roy proposed to produce a week TV series for the ABC network in exchange for the funding $5 million park. This way, Walt used the TV to promote his vision to America. 1954. Walt imposed a construction deadline of 1 year to his Imagineers. To make this possible, they put ads in the newspaper asking if anybody who had a big tree and didn't want in the yard anymore, they would come and take it out because they didn't have enough money to buy the plants they needed. Also, Walt had to sold his house in Palm Springs, and even with the big sponsors, the cost spiraled out of control. By the opening day, they had spent almost $20 million. On July 17, 1955, the opening of Disneyland was a disaster. The summer heat was so intense that women's heels were sinking into the blacktop. Some rides were breaking down, and the fake tickets flew the park capacity. The next day, the newspapers announced that Walt Disney's dream had become a nightmare. But somehow, they made it. To maintain this, they had to keep working. And after 2 months, they had more than 1 million visitors. When the media continued to criticize the number of unfinished attractions, Walt answered, "Disneyland will never be completed as long as there is imagination left in the world." In the early 60s, with the new attractions and the expansion, they started to think they needed a new place. Walt and his team secretly bought a big piece of land in Florida. After a while, he revealed his dream concept for Florida, a project called Disney World. 1966. In the last few months, people didn't see Walt very much. Most of the people thought he was away on a business trip or something. Nobody knew he was ill. Walt had lung cancer. And from his hospital bed, Walt implored to his brother Roy to complete all projects underway, especially his vision for Florida. Walt Disney died in December. He was 65. Dick Nunes, one of the director of operations said, "The day Walt died, the parks opened, and it was the right decision." Walt would say, "The show goes on." Nowadays, throughout the world, there are 6 Disney resorts in California, Florida, Tokyo, Paris, Hong Kong, and China, with a total of 12 parks. Disneyland is an experience involving many parts in harmony. The attractions are full of hope and joy. This notion of making people happy and bringing people together is rare and is something that Walt saw. And remember, if you can dream it, you can do it. Thank you.